Hey everyone, VJose32 here with my first ever Q&A answers. I'm sure there's a lot more questions out there that you're looking for answers on. So if you didn't get to ask your question, please post it as a comment in this video and I can do this again next week. I can do it again every week if I have to. And yes, I am on my webcam. The reason being because the questions are on my computer and my webcam's out on my computer, so it's easiest for everything. In case you're wondering, this is my new camera, the JVC Pixio. It's waterproof apparently. It's an HD cam. I can get full HD on it. There's Pixio. It's pretty cool. If I open up the side here, you can see all the plugins. It's pretty cool. I've never had a camera before. Not even a regular picture camera. Well, I had one picture camera a long time ago, a cheap one. I've never had a camcorder though, and it's pretty cool. I like it. I can take pictures with it. I can record it. Speakers are on top. Bottom. I did get finally get a good tripod. I had one that was a teeny tiny little fucking thing. So pardon my language. Don't know what I'm saying, but it's a teeny tiny. I spent too much time at work, obviously. It's a teeny tiny little thing. I didn't read the package. It only holds up to like 0 pounds. It's ridiculous. So I bought an actual real tripod. Set it up. Seems to be okay. I was trying to record a video, but then the camera battery died, so I had to recharge it. We'll do some videos later today. I am working on the card collection video. It's a damn big file, 2.42 gigabytes. I've tried uploading it a couple of times. It always seems to fail for some reason. So one of my subscribers suggested I compress the file. Good idea, except that when I tried to import it into Windows Movie Maker, it was an unsupported file for some reason. So I tried downloading another program to compress the file with. Same problem. So I am now converting the file, and then once that is done, I will try and compress it if need be, and then I will upload it. And it's almost done converting actually. And it's actually 27 minutes, about 27 minutes in length. The video is, so it's pretty big. Oh, excuse me. So I'm working on that. I know you all want to see my deck collection. I'm at about 400 decks if you don't count all the sealed ones for the contest prizes. And even less if you don't count all the gimmick decks that I have. / gaff decks, and there's a bunch more decks on the way, and there's always more coming all the time. I'm sure by the end of next year, by this time next year, I'll probably be at 500. Nothing I can really do because it just seems to be so many coming out all the time. Alright, let's look at the questions right now. The first question from Sage C, or however you pronounce that name. When is the next contest, and will an Arcane or Artifice deck be in it? Well, I'm not sure when the next contest is going to be exactly. It probably won't be until around Easter time, until springtime, just because I don't want to be doing contests all the time. I think 4 or 5 contests a year is good. So it probably won't be until Easter time, or once I reach 1,000 subscribers. So if you pip me out, tell everyone to sub to me, and I reach 1,000 subscribers, I'll do a 1,000 subscriber contest. I do have some big plans for next year. I'm not sure if I'm still going to do them. I've sort of mentioned it before. I'm thinking of doing a kind of a lottery next year with a monthly giveaway. Each week I would ask subscribers to pick any card in the deck And then in a following video, a few days later, I'd probably ask people to name a card in the deck on a Friday. Then on a Sunday, for instance, I would do a video where I would randomly select a card, and whoever picks that card would advance in this contest. And then at the end of the month, everyone who has correctly named my card every week will be put into a random drawing for a couple of decks. And then every month this would continue on. I'm thinking that if you have already won any decks, you would not qualify to win decks again. And then at the end of the year, there would be 12 winners of these giveaways, and those 12 winners would be put into yet another giveaway. I think it's a pretty cool idea. I've never seen it on YouTube before. I think it's a lot better than I pick a card and you try to guess what it is. It's more of a lottery. It's more of a lottery, just like a lottery. You have to try and pick the winning numbers. Well, in this case, you have to try and pick the winning card. I think it's a pretty cool idea. It's different. It's unique. Nobody else has done it before. I'm doing it. And like I said, every week I'm going to do this, where you try to pick what card I'm going to choose. And whoever does, if anyone does, will advance. Every week there will be 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 winners, depending on how many people pick the winning card, just like you pick the winning number in the lottery. And at the end of the month, like I said, everyone who has correctly guessed every week will be in a random drawing for those giveaway decks. Anyway, hopefully I'll have more on that later on, but that is kind of my next contest, if you will. The next kind of like I said, card trick contest will not be happening for a few months. Just because I can't afford to be doing that all the time. And it's a lot of work, apparently, from what I've seen. I just don't have time to be watching. Basically, I just don't have time to be watching videos all the time, contest entries all the time. I am subscribed to over 700 channels, so I get like 50 new videos every day I have to look at, and if I don't look at them, it just keeps adding more and more and more, so it's a lot of work, and I don't have time to watch all those videos. Anyway, wow, 7 minutes and I'm only on the first question. I'll try to speed it up. Second question from Freddy Tubbs. Are you sure I can ask for free decks? And how did you start getting into Magic and that sort of stuff? You can ask for free decks all you want. You're not getting them, sorry. I can't afford to give everyone free decks, unfortunately. If I could, I would, but I can't, so I won't. How did I start getting into Magic and that sort of stuff? Well, as far as I can recall, I've been a fan of Magic ever since I was a kid. I always enjoyed watching the David Copperfield and Lance Burton specials on TV and other specials. I used to watch the Paul Daniels Magic Hour, which is a British magician show, back when I was a kid as well. I've always been a fan of it. Never thought I would do anything like that, because obviously as a kid you don't know how to do it. I do remember at times I would try to make myself disappear behind a blanket or something. But it wasn't until last year where I started watching YouTube videos on Magic, and then I started coming up with these tutorials, and then I found Miss Meg, and then I saw the video, I saw the tutorial, I picked up a deck of cards, I said I can do this, and I started doing it, and that was that. By the way, I just noticed somebody disliked my video. Who the hell disliked my video and why? I mean, it's a Q&A video. How could you dislike it? Anyway, moving on to questions. The next question was from Illusion Le Magic. Why do you give so many decks away? And I would like a free deck because I might have got scanned, but it's up to you as they're your decks. Yes, they are my decks. I don't think I give that many decks away. I've given away some decks as contest prizes and giveaway prizes. And I have given out free decks to some female magicians. And the reason why I do that is because there's not a whole lot of female magicians out there, and I'd like to support them and help them, get out there and hopefully become successful. I mean, we have a lot of male magicians out there: David Copperfield, David Blaine, Chris Angel, Lance Burton. Every magician I've seen on America's Got Talent, Australia's Got Talent, Britain's Got Talent, they're all mostly males. Every magician you see on YouTube, every big magician you see out there is mostly males. You look at Penn and Teller's Fool Us So, it's mostly males. I'm hoping to try and hoping to support some female magicians, so maybe that one day we can have a female David Copperfield out there or something like that. I think that'd be pretty cool, and that's kind of why I'm trying to support female magicians, give them free decks, help them out, because there's tons and tons of males out there, guys doing magic, but not that many girls, so I just like to help them out a little bit. Hope you understand. And you may have gotten scammed. Well, I've also gotten scammed, so unfortunately I can't give you a deck because you got scammed, because I'm in the same bowl. I traded a Vision deck for a set of Smoke and Mirrors V1, and I never got those decks. And I haven't received any kind of response back from that guy, which I talked about in another video. So unfortunately, I think I was scammed. Next question. CardMate2K, who happens to be a member of my new Telegram channel, the Society of Magic. Be sure to check it out. She asks, when did you start getting into collecting cards? Well, it basically started off last year. After I started getting into card magic, I started noticing that there was tons and tons of awesome, cool decks out there that I had never heard of before or seen of before. And it turns out there's a lot more than I actually realized. In the beginning, I started out buying just random decks from some Canadian magic shops, VanishingRabbit.com, MorrisseyMagic.com, and KWMagic.com, because I didn't want to have to deal with any kind of additional costs from customs, from ordering stuff from the US. But then I started realizing, I started finding some other decks on Amazon and eBay that I wanted, and I started ordering from there, and there was no customs charges, so I started ordering from tons of other sites, and I haven't really been looking at the Canadian sites anymore because they haven't really gotten anything new compared to everyone else. So that's basically how I started collecting cards and started getting into it. I just started, I don't remember what the first cards I added to my collection were. Probably tally holes. I think they were tally holes because I really like tally holes. And it kind of started from there. Next question. Mind Blown 123. Well, if you're asking, I'd like a new deck. Well, no. You're not getting one, unfortunately. Next question. The 9 Clubs. Did you do magic as a kid? Well, I kind of talked about that before, and no, I didn't. Unfortunately, I wish I had gotten into magic when I was younger, instead of being so late, because maybe I could have done it while I was at school. But I was always kind of the shy, loner type kid, so it wouldn't have been much of a difference probably. Next question. 13 Magic Kid. Where do you get your decks? And I will try anyway for the hell of it. Can I have a free deck? No, you can't have a free deck. Sorry. And actually, Classic Cards responded to this question with, can I have $100? And I'm sure 13 Magic Kid can't afford to give you $100, and I'm not going to give you $100 either. Where do I get my decks? All over the place. The One-Eyed Jack, BM Poker World, Ace King, PokerStuff52 on eBay, Full Boat Dealer on eBay, other users on eBay, or sellers on eBay I should say, CardsForMagic.com, which is from the UK, GamblingIncorporated.com, which is got a lot of cards, some Canadian magic sites which I mentioned, MorrisseyMagic.com, kwmagic.com, which is kind of magic, vanishing-rabbit.com, Penguin Magic, Fury 11, Dan and Dave, Illusionist, The Blue Crown. You name it, I've bought cards from it, basically. Amazon, eBay. I can't think if I'm missing any or not, but that's a lot of places. By the way, don't forget to check out, I mentioned PokerStud52. He is my sponsor. I don't know how I'm doing yet. I haven't received any payment from him, any decks of cards from him as of yet. But if you need any cards, check out PokerStud at stores.ebay.com/52 and Jokers. That's his store. And if you tell him that I sent you, you'll get a discount. So check it out. He has pretty cheap prices on his decks and very cheap shipping. Alright, next question. Classic cards. Who is your favorite WWE wrestler? I'm glad to have a question that's not related to cards and Magic. Yes, I am a wrestling fan, especially WWE. I dislike TNA because it's not going anywhere. Favorite WWE wrestler? I guess if I had to pick a WWE wrestler that I like right now, I'd probably have to say CM Punk, just because he likes to speak his mind and tell the world what he thinks about stuff, and he's been pretty cool. I've been a fan of what he's been doing this year for the most part. I also like Alberto Del Rio and several other guys. Christian, because he's Canadian. Not a big fan of Randy Orton or John Cena. I dislike those guys. Fortunately, a lot of other people dislike them as well. I'm also a fan of Daniel Bryan, aka Bryan Danielson. He's awesome. Other wrestlers I've been a fan of, or am a fan of, Undertaker, of course, big time wrestler. I was always a fan of Bret Hart growing up. He was one of my favorite wrestlers of all time. My hometown hero, Chris Jericho. And, you know, there's so many wrestlers, it's hard to pick a favorite. I've had favorites in the past, favorites right now. Hometown favorite, Chris Jericho, Bret Hart, CM Punk, Austin, Rock, Undertaker, the list goes on and on. Alright, next question. Card Trick Cheater. LOL. Why is almost everyone asking for decks? I know. Why is everyone asking for decks? I already told you you're not going to get any, but everyone is asking for decks because they obviously want some decks, and because I have like 400 decks, they feel that I have so many that I should be able to give them decks. But I've worked hard to get these decks. I work hard to earn a living and make some money, and then a lot of that goes into decks, unfortunately. And other people, you know, they don't work, they go to school, they don't have jobs, they don't have that much money. But it's not really my problem. I can't save the world. I can't give everyone decks of cards just because I have a lot. I do have a lot of decks of cards, but as you'll see in my video, most of those decks are all different. I don't have 10 rider backs. I don't have 10 of anything. I don't have 2 of anything. I have 2 Jack Seller decks, and that's it. The only ones that I have multiples of, the only other ones that I have multiples of are for contest purposes. I don't keep 2 of anything, or 3 of anything, or 4 of anything. I keep 1 of everything, and that is it. So I have 400 decks or so. They are all, each and every one, different. Whether it's just a different color or it is a different deck altogether, they are all different. Unlike other people who have like 50 rider backs or whatever. They may have 400 or 500 decks, but a lot of them are exactly the same. That is where I am different. I have 400 decks and counting, but they are all individually different. Let's see. Next question, also from Card Trick Cheater. What is the most expensive slash most rare deck you have, except for the Gold Arcane? And what was the first deck you got? Most expensive and most rare decks have to be a White Centurion, which cost me $150. That includes shipping, I believe. Yes, it includes shipping. And also the Gold Monarchs, which cost me $140, and that includes $10 for shipping. And that is about my limit. Excuse me, that is about my limit. I'm not going to spend over $150 for a single deck. I don't care if it's Jerry Nuggets or something else. It's just not worth it. $150 is already extreme. I don't plan on. I usually like to limit myself to a maximum of $40 or $50 per deck, depending on what it is. Fortunately, most decks are $6 or $7, $8 at the most. The first deck I got is actually one of my oldest decks is a deck of Hoyle Sellbacks. I don't use it anymore because it's really old. One of my other old decks is a B Stinger from a local casino, which is in my collection video. The Hoyle is not in my collection video because I don't have it as part of my collection anymore. But you will see that B Stinger in my collection video, and it's a good deck, still in good condition. I will probably do a review on it, being that it's like my oldest deck and everything. And it's a little bit different, I guess. Next question. Jake Rock 100. Who's your favorite magician on YouTube, and what other hobbies do you have besides cards and magic? Favorite magician on YouTube. You have to ask that question. I don't want to pick out any one person. There's so many people that I like on YouTube. It would not be fair to name one person. Azakini Magician, 777 Magic, Pia Nintendo Man, Schwarzenegger Magic, Miss Meg, Andy Field Magic, Ian Zach Close Up Magic, even though he banned me. I'm trying to think of Salsa Super Productions for sure, Magic Girl. There's so many I can name, I can't even think of them right now, but those are definitely some of them. Gnarly Cards, Terrific Roy, and many others. There's just so many. I don't like to single out any one specific person. And basically anyone in the Society of Magic is up there on my list. It's Magic Catelli is another one, which I forgot to mention. She's awesome. And definitely check out all of her channels. Speaking of which, the next question is from It's Magic Catelli. Mangoes or pineapples? I'd have to say pineapples. I've never had a mango before. Although my parents have bought them from time to time, I've never had any for whatever reason. I do enjoy pineapples, although I rarely have any. The last ones I had was from a can a few months ago. It's rare that we buy any pineapples because they're more expensive, but thanks for your question. Next question, Cartrix 666. What is your favorite trick in the entire world and your favorite deck? Oh boy. I hate to answer questions that's your favorite this or your favorite that, because I don't really have a favorite specifically. I have several favorites. Favorite trick in the entire world? To watch, well, to watch any favorite tricks to watch, I enjoy, when it comes to regular Magic, I enjoy anything that David Copperfield does, or that Penn and Teller does, or that Lance Burton does. Any of those magicians do. I enjoy any trick basically to watch. When it comes to watching card tricks, I enjoy especially the tricks from Sean Farquhar, like Shape of Your Heart, or Shape of My Heart, whatever it's called, and the one he did on Penn and Teller's Fool Us, which he did fool them with. Awesome tricks. He is not the world champion of card magic for nothing. If you haven't seen his stuff, be sure to check it out. Just check out especially his performance on Fool Us with Penn and Teller. It's on YouTube, and his other tricks are on YouTube as well. As for favorite tricks to perform, I really like a trick that Yehuda Lindau did recently, a Triumph trick that he did. It's pretty good. A trick that Zach Close of Magic and Miss May did before, which is the mentally unsolvable card trick where you have 5 people choose cards and then you name those 5 cards. I enjoy the Biddle trick. I enjoy several tricks that Miss May has done. I can't think of any other tricks. So many tricks to name that I can think of for card tricks that I enjoy performing. Favorite deck, I have a lot of them. I think one of my favorite decks of all time is probably the Zach Sellers deck. That's why I have 2, because it's just so unique and so cool. I also like the Monarchs. I think I'm going to like the limited deck that's coming from Illusionist. I like Smoke and Mirrors. I like the Crown decks. There's so many decks that I have. I like them all so much it's hard to name any particular favorites other than the ones I've already mentioned. Next question, MAB 31024. Who's your favorite basketball team? Well, I'm not a big sports fan, and I'm certainly not a basketball fan, so I don't have a favorite. Next question, Mr. Gap Magic. I won't ask about cards, thank you. And my question is, how old are you? Are you married or single? And where can you put your decks? Besides, please answer if you like my entry to your contest, VOZ and I Journey to the Magical Kingdom. Just PM me later, thank you. Well, I am 33 years old. I am not married, I am single. Never been married, and I don't have any kids, in case you wanted. I'm not sure why you're asking. Are you interested? Just kidding. I haven't seen any entries pretty much to my contest yet. I will do that this week, hopefully. And regarding contests, if I don't get any more decks in the mail this week, I'm hoping to get something in the mail this week, but if I don't see my orders from Illusionist and Dan and Dave and the Blue Crown, I may have to push back the contest another week or so that I get the prizes all in before I end the contest. So we'll see what happens. Regarding your entry though, I do like the title, V. Jose and I Journey to the Magical Kingdom. I like the title, but I haven't seen the trick, so I can't tell if I like the trick yet. And I don't think it'd be fair to answer whether I like the trick before seeing any entries and before the contest is over. And I put my decks, most of them, I keep all my decks under my bed, most of them in shoe boxes and boxes that I got with packages. And a lot of them I actually keep inside those boxes. I keep inside of one of those storage bins underneath my bed. Alright, next question, 08 Budokai 80. Can you keep me updated on any news regarding the Transgesis? Well, I will certainly let you know I'll let everyone know if I hear anything. So far, I don't know if they're going to print them or not. It's out there, I've seen the design. I haven't heard anything at all regarding them in months, so your guess is as good as mine. Next question was from Trick Tom. Greatly enjoy your videos. Keep up the good work. I'd be interested in your opinion on these points. Top 10 decks for new card collectors. Top 10 decks for new magicians. Top 10 decks for new floristers. Is there a difference between the top 3 10s? Top 10 magic tricks. Different ones for impromptu, gimmick, etc. Top 10 card sellers. Do you own the London Alchemy and Anne Stokes deck? If no, why not? If yes, have you done a review on them? What's your favorite hokey team? Which I think is hockey team. Alright. I'm not going to go into top 10s for everything because it'd be hard for me to come up with a list. I've already mentioned a bunch of decks that I think are great. I think that for card collectors, new card collectors, new magicians, and new florists, basically any of the decks that Illusionist, Fury 11, the Blue Crown, or Dan and Dave put out, I recommend you buy if you're into collecting, floristing, or magic. As for top 10 card sellers, I've already named all the card sellers that I've been to. They're all top 10. Ace King, Poker Stud 52, being Poker World, the One-Eyed Jack. It's for Penguin Magic, Fear 11, Illusionist, Dan and Dave, Blue Crown, etc., etc. Top 10 magic tricks, I've already kind of named some. I'm not going to go into impromptu gimmicks or anything like that. I just don't have time. I'm already at 30 minutes for this Q&A, and I'm trying to finish it. I don't have the Alchemy deck. I did look at it. I thought about buying it on more than one occasion. I was actually looking at it yesterday again after seeing your question. But I don't think I'm going to buy it. It's just not really my style. Too much artwork. It's not very good for Magic or anything like that. As for the Ant Stokes deck, I did have one at one point in time that I got as a free gift from one of the Canadian Magic sites that I bought from. But I ended up giving it away. I gave it to a local charity. I volunteered at Winnipeg Harvest, and I just took it in with me one day and put it there because I just did not like it. Too much artwork. Every card has a picture on it, and I just don't like those type of decks. And no, obviously I have not done a review on them. Favorite hockey team would have to be my hometown team, the Winnipeg Jets. Go Jets, go! Although I'm not a huge sports fan, I'm not a huge hockey fan or anything like that. If anything, my favorite sports would probably have to be hockey and soccer and the Canadian Football League, CFL. So I'm a fan of the Winnipeg Blue Bombers football team and the Winnipeg Jets. I am not a baseball fan. I think it's a boring sport. I do like playing baseball, but I'm not a fan of watching it. And I'm not a fan of basketball because there's a bunch of guys running back and forth, bouncing the ball around, in my opinion. Although regarding hockey, I do have, like I said, Winnipeg Jets are my favorite hockey team. I feel like I'm about to lose my voice. Although I am also a fan of pretty much any Canadian hockey team, including Team Canada. Except for maybe the Leafs because they kind of suck. I mean, they're the wealthiest team in the NHL and they can't even make the playoffs. Alright, next question. I'm coming down to the end. I apologize it's taking so long. Funny Bunnies. Can you send me a free deck of cards? Ha 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 ha. No. Ha 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 ha. Okay, who's your favorite magician and why? I have to be David Copperfield because he is like the king of magic. He is the very best at what he does, the very best at magic, and he is what I think everyone in magic strives to be and wants to be. And why wouldn't you want to be? The guy is like a billionaire, I'm sure. And he's been doing he's been doing magic since the 80s. That's 4 decades now, going on 4 decades. He's been doing magic for that long, and probably even longer than that. I mean, when you think of, if you ask anybody to name something to do with magic, they're going to say Copperfield, bar none. That's who everybody thinks about when you think about magic. That's who everyone wants to be when you think about magic, in my opinion. And and why wouldn't you want to be that guy? Like I said, he's the king of magic. Nobody comes anywhere close to him, and everyone wants to be like him. And also, can you subscribe to me? Yes, I've already subscribed to you for quite a while ago, Funny Bunnies. And do you like my profile name? Yes, I do. It's a pretty interesting name, Funny Bunnies. All right. Next question, from Big Thunder Magic. Do you work at Geldwin? I've seen you wearing a shirt from there. Well, actually, I used to work at Geldwin. I worked there for 9 years. I left that job a couple of years ago. I've been working in construction. I currently work for Inner City Renovations, and we just had a Christmas party at work yesterday. And it was a lot of fun. I got some good prizes in our gift exchange, and also the company gave out presents to everyone, so it was pretty good. If anyone needs a roaster or a slow cooker, let me know. Just kidding. Alright, next question. Gidon Schreiber. Hopefully I pronounced that right. Who's your favorite magician? I already answered that. And please check on my channel. I've already done that. Somehow I wasn't subscribed to you, but I now am. And one more question. LOL Dudex 2. What's the most you spent on a single deck of cards? I already answered that as a White Centurion, $150. I don't plan on doing that anytime soon. The Gold Monarch was $140. I didn't want to spend that much on it. I wasn't going to. But then I said, the hell with it. I want the gold deck, and I got it. And if 311 dares release any more Gold Monarchs in the future for like $5 or $6, I will like sue them or something. I don't know. I'd be pissed off. Have you ever regretted not buying a deck? Not that I can think of. I probably regretted buying some decks like the White Centurions because of how expensive they are. I've definitely regretted buying some other decks because they have crappy quality, like those skater decks I've been bought recently, and the some other decks. And I've regretted buying some plastic decks like the design decks I did a review on recently. But I don't think I've ever regretted not buying a deck. The only deck I regret not buying was the Gold Monarchs when it was released. But I was at work at the time when it was released, and it sold out in like 2 seconds. But had I known it was going to be so rare and different, I definitely would have tried to get on my cell phone while I was at work, and I would have bought it if I was able to do so, and I would have laughed at everyone else. Instead, they're all laughing at me because I spent $140 on the Gold Monarch, and all these guys got it for like $5. That's the one deck I think I regret not buying. But again, it was a case of I figured, as did everyone else, well, this is only a pre-release. It's going to be released 2 weeks after that, so we'll just get it then. Then a week later we find out it's different, it's special. And Fear 11 basically said, screw you to everyone. Anyway, that's all my questions for today, I think. If you have any other questions, please feel free to ask them. I'll try to answer. Try to make the next video a lot faster than this one. I apologize. It's almost 40 minutes. I apologize. I'm really, really sorry. But I guess I'm just passionate about cards and Magic. And there's a lot of questions to answer. Anyways, again, if you did not get to ask a question, post it in the comments below in this video, and I'll answer them next week. Alright, see you next time. Some reviews coming today. Card collection video hopefully coming today. Stay tuned.